on doing the synastry of Kurt and Courtney. So, starting with Kurt, his midheaven overlaps his 9th house, and Gemini are over in his 9th house, and that means the relationship explored him to places and expanded him into places he never thought he'd go, and see things he never thought he would, and was very interested and invested into the relationship. So it was a new beginning for him with somebody he didn't know, and he learnt so much about them and learnt so much about himself at the same time. And all relationships are like that, but more on a spiritual level, very connected. His Sun and Venus overlaid her 5th house, and she talks about the honeymoon and not long after they got together, and how that they did loads of drugs and they ate loads of nice food and just like stayed in bed and painted and did artistic things. And with that Pisces stellium he's got, that really doesn't surprise me. And it's in his 7th house. Yeah, look at that. Look at all those planets here to the right, and the 7th and 6th house are all in Pisces. The man was overflown with water here, you see. The Scorpio Mars, the Cancer Moon, the Pisces Sun, and then all this Pisces too. This is her card. His Mars squared her Mercury. This can cause a lot of fights and arguments, and there was a lot of that, especially when it came to financial things, and it's quite a hard aspect to have in a chart, because it's going to cause to aggression, as you can see with the Mars and the Mercury and the talking and the fighting, and then the physical aggression. And hers is in Gemini, the words that are coming out, and his Mercury's in Pisces, which is like, I don't like to say bad, a harder aspect being in Pisces, because it can be quite delusional. So don't think Kurt was all beauty and light either. Now her Saturn overlaid his 6th house, which means she restricted him from working, which she says was him, but we all know about Lollapalooza and how he didn't have his own money when he went missing. And you can see that she's got the Gemini Cancer thing. She's got that stellium of planets in Cancer and Leo. Like having a Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon, that's heavy. They both had a lot of childhood trauma, but don't be fooled. Courtney was a trust fund baby. She came from an adopted mother who was well off. Their parents, her grandparents, invented some glasses in World War II, or something to do with the glass pieces in the eye, and they had a lot of money. That's why she was able to travel and go to different places. I know she was a stripper and she did this and that, but the Libra and the Gemini wants to exaggerate those stories. I mean, her best friend Kat Bjelland, or however you say it, says only 40% or something of what Courtney says is true. I totally believe it. Now, she hasn't got much in Pisces, only Saturn and Chiron. So his pain comes from her and like the child. They had a baby together, the 5th house children, and that caused him a lot of pain, like on a whole. His whole personality, that broke him as a person, she says, and I'm sure it did for him. You could tell it did. He knew he was a good father. And then if you want to go into it deeper, Frances, her daughter's a Leo, and she falls into Courtney's 10th house of career. Well, she took the money and sold it of Nirvana catalogues before Frances could even get it, so that's very selfish. And then Frances falls in Kurt's 11th house, which is friendships and networking. So it's like those two opposite planets, and Leo's in the 11th house, which is opposite to what Leo is in, so it's going to have those tendencies together. They would have been such good friends, you know they would have. Whereas Courtney with her, it was like stressing over her career. She said that Courtney was almost the lead in Twilight. We don't know whether to believe that, I don't know. And also, let's have a look, what else to look at here. I just think it's interesting how Mars and Venus fall into his mid-heaven. And then her physical body, Libra, the second house here on Kurt's chart, her physical body, his finances went on her body, filling it up with drugs and whatever else, surgeries, and yeah. See, I have a love-hate relationship with Courtney. And that is my analysis on Kurt and Court.